Namaste, Taurus. This read is for those of you with Taurus in your sun's sign or your ascendant and possibly your moon, maybe. But also check anywhere else in your chart where you have Taurus. It'll probably work for that too. We have the sun in Gemini. It is June 2018. We just had a full moon in Sagittarius. And the full moon in Sagittarius is all about adventure, revealing desired need for adventure, or the desire to sort of break free and experience the adventure, or to go ahead and utilize the Gemini strategic thinking to sort of implement the plan for the adventure. But the moon would have revealed to you what adventure you really are holding your life back from, and what adventure you need to go on to fulfill sort of your truest experience that you're here to live. And so let's have a look and see what the cards have in store for Taurus, June 2018. Oh, sunshine, the sun, Four of Wands, Four of Cups, the Knight of Wands, which is all about the Sagittarius full moon right there, the adventure that would have inspired. The Seven of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Emperor, and the Queen of Swords. At the end there, we've got the Three of Swords and the World card. That was the card that came up for Aries. Okay, so let's have a look. Now, this does look like a big breakthrough for Taurus, this adventurous, the Sagittarius full moon. And then we do have some swords here, which is representing the Gemini energy in the sun. So what we really do have here is the need, the Taurans have really are really confronting a lack of freedom from an experience that might be sort of weighing on the Tauran. In other words, there's been sort of I would say a certain amount of struggle around something that was causing sadness for the Tauran, and that this period is going to sort of break the Tauran free from, and it's going to be a very celebratorial experience for the Tauran, because this feels like a dominating experience that weighed the Tauran down. That would have involved some sort of a disappointment, and that would have maybe been a reason the Tauran couldn't experience an adventure that was sort of on the outskirts waiting to come in. And it seems to me like for a Tauran, they've kind of turned their way, or they've turned away a little bit from their heart for money choices. But that's smaller. That's not a huge thing. This is an awareness of that. And when I say it's not a huge thing, what I mean by that is that this is not a new. This is an awareness the Tauran has had for a while. This is because this card is in the heart space of the Tauran. This is the Tauran understanding that turning their way away, they're breaking free from the desire, or in other words, the Tauran is aware of the fact that turning away from the heart to make money causes sadness. So that's established in the read. We're going to move on from there. And now what that's happening is it's enabling the Taurus to sort of take the next level up, breaking free. Tauran is a funny sign. They really move. They really like to really plod and not. It's not like a fire energy that races through things. They do really like to take secure measures and secure movement forward, because this read really feels that way, because it's sort of like the Taurans are now ready to kind of move and break free from secure-based choices, financially secure-based choices, and sort of there's going to be a really release experience in that creates celebratory, that creates expansion, that ends a dominant period of a depressive perspective, or I want to say a lack mentality, because the lack mentality, there's an awareness now for a Tauran that there's a sort of there's a breakthrough in a living, in having more fun and more joy in life, breaking free from always just worrying about whether you are financially stable, and sort of not allowing a joyful experience in living because of a preoccupation with a financial stability that creates, there's a feeling that there needs to be a certain amount of money to experience freedom and joy, or a certain amount of security, or a certain amount of, in other words, the Taurans are so based in security and financial security and sort of rooted, grounded stability, that they tend to not experience life as, I want to say, as wild and free as they could. And I think that that's what's happening in this new moon, in this full moon, in the Sagittarius full moon, is I think that's breaking the Tauran out of that a little bit and causing the Tauran to kind of have a little more fun and break out and sort of not allow any kind of depressing, weighing down lack mentality that stops them from experience their full, adventurous, highest. Now, the world always means the totalitarian of your life, so the worldly life experience, the adventurous nature of the life experience, or the adventurous quality of the life experience, the Tauran is starting to break free from a preoccupation with stability, allowing them to have more fun and joy and expansion. Now, I'm not saying you're about to take that adventurous risk and go flying out the door quite yet, Taurus, but you're starting to realize that you want to end any kind of disappointments or disappointment lack thinking that causes a depression. So in other words, what's happening for Taurus is they're ending a period of trying to keep it safe and play it safe, because they're ending the fear of a disappointment. In other words, they're ending the way the disappointing way that causes in their life. In other words, it's a restricting experience. And the Tauran are now ready to sort of free themselves from restricting themselves and realizing that it just is sort of a disappointing. They want to end the disappointment. That's what that means, ending the disappointment that dominated, that being unhappy by being in a life dominated by focusing on financial security, and the Taurans wanting to not be so preoccupied with that, enabling the Tauran to sort of experience a more totalitarian, risk-taking, fun, adventurous, joy, breakthrough life. So it feels to me like this full moon in Sagittarius, and now we get this Gemini, and then now this card wants to come out, so I'll pull it out. What we're getting is a transformation, because that card represents a transformation of a restricted thinking, or a way to end the sadness that creates disappointment. So in other words, the Tauran, the Tauran restricts themselves in their need for security, which causes a lack of a living experience that they fully want to experience, which creates an experience of slight disappointment in living, that is what is changing for the Tauran, and that dominates and weighs them down. So it's like the Taurans have to learn to have a balance between being stable and being free. And it looks to me like the Taurans are moving more away from stability and breaking out of that weighing them down, ending the disappointment that living too stable creates, transforming them, Taurans, and able to sort of move into this adventurous experience that's going to elevate their life, their totalitarian living life experience to a higher, more totalitarian, fulfillment. And now I'm going to pull a Tao card, Wisdom of Tao, by Mei Jin Liu, Oracle cards. And I hope that read is clear. It's funny when I do these for all the signs, because I pull up a lot of the same cards for a lot of the signs. Same sort of energy kind of bleeding through everybody. Okay, and what I get is intuition. So, you have a clear vision of things to come, and your wisdom has been guiding you. Continue to use that sense of future to direct your current path. Trust your instinct and share the divine message from your heart with those concerned. Be open to needed changes. So that's exactly the message for Taurus. Tauran is to not be afraid of the changes. Allow the changes. Allow the instability a little bit. You're in a too confining. It's a situation that's too confining. It's time for you to break free a little bit. Break out. That's what the sun represents. Breaking out, expansion. In a way that's going to create more adventure in your life, because by playing it too safe, it's causing you a slight case of depression, weighing you down, dominates you, needing to end a disappointment, needing to end restrictive thinking, transformative, enabling you to take that adventure, trusting your intuition. Now here you are, Tauran, looking at your heart, turning away from your heart, looking at money, but you can trust your intuition, you can trust your heart's desire, because that was the Tao, the card that I pulled from the Tao deck. Be open to needed changes. Thank you. I hope that read was helpful for you and gave you clarity and enables you to work with the current energies right now. Thank you for listening. Bye.